Hi, and thank you for joining me today on Shticks, where we discuss everything from film, television, stage, and music, both locally and nationally. We're here broadcasting from Kalispell, Montana, the home of Glacier National Park. And I am your host, Teresa Scarborough. I hope that everyone is having a great day. Let's sit back and enjoy this ride. Welcome back to Shticks. This is episode 2. And today we are going to title this episode Struggles. And already I do apologize for the struggles that you may hear through this episode, because that's what it is. Life is a struggle, and there you go. So recently, actually throughout my kind of adulthood, or whatever you want to call it, I've been struggling with what to do with my life, with what angle to take or what direction to go in my life. And just recently, I've decided on comedy. That's where it's going to be, comedy and filmmaking. And it might, the genre might switch every now and again, but mainly I'm focusing on comedy. And the reason why I say that is, if you've ever wondered what it is that you want to do in life, if you're on the right path or just what it is, and I know this might sound cliche, but take a look at what you do on a daily basis. This morning, I laughed at myself and thought to myself, oh my God, Teresa, you are literally drowning in comedy. It's amazing. I laughed so hard when this whole past week or a couple of weeks, I've just been kind of a lull. I've been a little depressed. I've been questioning myself. I've been in pain. I've been sick. There's just a lot of stuff going on. And I question, if this was if this was the correct path that I need to take. It was right for me. And I realized, just this morning, I'm taking my son to school, and I come back, and I look horrible. I'm just a mess. And I realize, what has been my obsessions recently? First off, I've had comedy playing nonstop on my television, on YouTube. It's just been nonstop. I've had a comedy soundtrack for the longest time. And then, as I turned off my car, I realized, Teresa, you have the Wayne's World soundtrack playing on repeat in your car. So there's that. And then yesterday, this made my day. My heart was so happy. I'm looking around my favorite thrift store, just for inspirational women books, written by women. And I look up, and if you follow me at all in life and on Twitter, you know how oh my God. I look up, and I see Yes Please by Amy Poehler. Oh my God, my heart just, I was like a kid in a candy store. I literally took the book, I grabbed it, and hugged it. I hugged it the entire time that I was walking through the store, just to make sure. For one, I love the book. I've never read it, but I know that I love the book. I do now. I'm through the first few chapters. Side note, I'm a slow reader, and so it takes me a moment, but I'm, 2 or 3 chapters through this book so far, and I love it. I've ugly cried so far, and I've laughed, and it's an amazing book so far. So, either way, as you know, Amy Poehler is one of my inspirations. I've watched her forever, since she was on SNL, and then any side project that she's come out with, any movie that she's come out, I don't know, I love her. She's amazing. And so, to find that book was just, it was amazing. So then the last thing, I'm walking in to my house, and I look down and I realize I have a Christmas shirt on, and it's a Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And my only other shirt for Christmas is another Griswold Family Christmas t-shirt. I have one other sweater, but I'm saving that for a sketch. So, there you go. My passions seem to lie in comedy. And I have when you realize these things, when you realize that it's in your face, what you're supposed to be doing, when you realize how in your face it really is, you have no other option. You can't question it at that point. It's there, it's in your face. The world is telling, or the universe is telling you that this is it. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And you've been doing it all along. You just never woken up to it. So I've been struggling with what I wanted to do in life for however old I am right now. And it recently just hit me. It hit me, and I'm taking it. I'm a sponge. I'm taking it all in. And now the struggles are writing it and getting past the fact that, I personally don't think that I'm as funny as I should be. And I don't think that I'm funny. I have funny moments, I guess, but, a lot of it is from what I've been watching. And so it keeps me in a comical mood. So that's a struggle with writing. And thank God I have a co-writer, my sister, who's amazing. Her name is Jean, but she's amazing. She's an amazing writer. And she's always inspiring me to be myself and be proud of who I am. And she's just a beautiful angel in the world. And she's probably the person who gets me through any struggles that I'm going through mentally and whatnot. Along with that, with being a performer and being new to something, it's nerve-wracking, and I already have anxiety. I have social anxiety. So the thought of going up in front of people, talking, much less trying to be funny, it's a horrible feeling, and it just makes me want to consistently throw up and not do it. But I recently did my first stand-up comedy performance, and it was the most amazing thing I think I've ever done. And I'm addicted. It was so scary. The anxiety kicked in, but I went with it. I went with it for the first time. I think I went with it, and it was awesome. Just trying to get through the emotions of, oh my God, performing and doing all of these, and just trying to remember your lines and remember the jokes and the timing and everything. It's for the first time, performing it was hard. It was scary. And my first performance I had a heckler all the way through my skit. I had a heckler. And luckily enough, I had just watched a whole, I binge watched hecklers and how comedians were dealing with hecklers. And it was, had I had the power, I guess, to really say something, maybe I would have, but I'm proud of myself. I made it through it. And so, thankfully, because I watched all of those other people who made it through it as well, I was able to do it. And so I think all of those comedians that I was watching and did that, kudos to them for the ways that they made it through. As you can see, I'm, again, struggling through this podcast, but we're going to do it. We're going to make it through it. This is what it is when you're beginning and you're doing everything from scratch on your own with little to no help. It is a struggle, and it's a struggle when you don't have the financial means to go out and buy the best equipment. I'm literally working off of a microphone and my laptop for these podcasts and a lot of the videos that you see on YouTube. But it's a learning phase, and I love it. I love the struggle. I love the challenge to it. And so if we can take the negatives and make those a positive, then when it gets to that point when we have the means, we have the good equipment, then we'll already be set. We'll know what it was like to struggle. So I want to talk about distractions. Just really quick, I want to touch base on it. When we're new to performing and to being an artist or writing or whatever it is you do that is your passion, there's something along the lines that has triggered you to take those steps. I know personally I have that. But whenever those passions, you see them becoming a distraction. Whenever you're paying more attention to these inspirations than you are your own actual work, we need to pull the plug for a little bit. We need to, to say no. And as hard as it is, we need to just take a break and focus on what it is that we want to do. Because if you let those inspirations that inspired you to create in the first place, if you let those become distractions, then it's gonna cease to allow you to create in the end. And and it's not a good thing. Once you get back into creating, once you get back to doing your thing, then you can bring those things that you love so much back into the scene. You can bring those back into your lives. So I just wanted to touch base on that really quick, because I know that that's something that I went through just recently, where I had to finally just pull the plug for a few hours at most, and it's not easy. They're addictions. Let's call it what it is. It's an addiction, and addictions can be good to a certain point, but if it takes over your life, you've got to let it go for a little bit. And I found myself just consistently watching these shows that I know and love so much. And let's talk about inspirations. My inspirations. First off and foremost, this person can never be taken out of my life, ever. I love her so much, and I mentioned her earlier, my sister. She's amazing, and she inspires me, and she's always inspired me since the beginning, I guess you could say. She's passionate at what she does. She is, anything that she puts her hands on, and she, whether it's cooking, whether it's writing, whether it's taking care of people, whatever it is, she's amazing at it. And I wish that I could be one of those people who just picked up something and was automatically good at it. And I know that, if she hears this, she's gonna, be like, no, I have my own struggles and whatnot. But when I look at her and when I see her, she is probably the most amazing person that I've ever come across, because she just is. In my eyes, she's perfect. So she will always inspire me. And when I'm at my lowest or my highest, she has a way of bringing me back up, or, bringing me back down to earth. And I love her so much for all of that. As far as what's gotten me into comedy, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but my inspirations are obviously comedians and funny shows. Like shows like SNL, Saturday Night Live, Portlandia, The Kroll Show, Parks and Rec, and the stand-up comedians that I've been watching recently. And I think that the one that actually triggered me and was like, I can do this, I can do this, was Chelsea Peretti. She's just a freaking amazing person, and I owe this getting up and doing this to her right now. Her and Amy Poehler, both just, I'm rambling a lot, and I apologize for that. I'm going to try not to be apologetic, but I know that I'm rambling, so I apologize. But the others that have recently become an inspiration, and I know this might be a touchy subject right now because of what's going on in Hollywood, but Louis C.K. is one of my favorite comedians. Aside from, I don't know him personally, obviously I don't, so I'm going off of what I've seen. He's helped me with, as far as his performances, it's helped me with timing and just how to deliver some of the jokes. Him, the other ones, of course, Chelsea. If you, what is it? One of the greats, Chelsea Peretti, one of the greats, was the last one that triggered me to actually get up and just start writing. And I think that it's currently streaming on Netflix as well. The other ones are John Mulaney and Jerry Seinfeld. They speak for themselves. Amazing comedians, and I've learned so much from just watching them, taking little notes. There was one little video that I saw with Jerry Seinfeld recently about a Pop-Tart. Apparently he'd been writing about this Pop-Tart, and just the advice that he gave with how to write that particular joke and how to write jokes. I want to give a big thanks for that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and bring this show to a close. I just want to kind of recap over basically just saying, life is a struggle, and no matter what you do and what your passions are, we're going to struggle through it. But as long as we fight that struggle and we keep going, then we're going to be all good. Just a reminder, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TMS Scarborough, so TMS Scarborough, and on YouTube as well under my name, Teresa Scarborough. We have a few projects coming up, such as Not Alone, Room 414, and a few other ones coming up. Oh, we have Gym coming up as well. I'm so excited to get that started, hopefully here within the next month or so. We'll get that up and going and completed for you. So again, thank you again for joining me on episode 2 of Shticks. Thank you for sticking by through this journey as we struggle through it. I hope you enjoyed it, and our next episode, we are going to be covering the band Nightbreak. So guys, we'll have a great day, and we'll see you next time.